No, Brendan, come on, number one street, there's something going in my juice without the squeezing process of vernacular. Speaking in spectacular dreams of our future. I'm as good as Don Quixote smoking peyote with a dead clan of Hopi, but you can't burn me with a teepee. Watch me as I go pee-pee on the holy nationality of greed. I don't hang in CB's gallery, I play there. Who's the hare in the middle of the road? I'm the Budweiser toad, I'm the troll below the bridge who eats goats. Check my chin, I got blood in my beard. Who got the horns of this deer? I am a bullfighter. Not right now. Right now I deliver packages. But fuck that shit and all the fucking bastages. Give me your head and I'll show you what a ratchet is. Is this jazz? This is human pizzazz. I'm Martha Graham dancing about architecture. My mom was always down for a lecture. Super academic, quick polemics. I wish I was a mechanic, bipolar, and manic, but still fixing souls like an engineer for Chrysler who spends his time with Volvos. We all play solos in the bathroom. I'm in the math room doing rudimentary equations, staging battles like life was risk. I drink the brisk tea, chill heavily, landing on a bag of Monchi cheese. I can fuck like Cecil McBee plays bass. This poem should land like a big tongue kiss on a cheeky face. Arsenic and old lace will take me home when I'm done with the microphone. But I'm not. I smoke too much. I die of asthma, but I still rock the stage like Betty Page rocked the Casbah. Gonna go to law school just to be me and sue Marlboro for 10 tons of Afro sheen. When I shave my head, I look like Mr. Clean. But I've never had an earring. I got an Oedipus complex, which is as complex as a Serbian Bosnian warrior reflex on a bed of bloody rice checks. Add a little salt and that's just a fat snack for the vaults of history. All great, 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 great grandchildren, you will eat you and me into a heavenly orchestrated bliss. Is there anything I missed? I laugh at epitaphs in the obit page. Take autographs, don't mimeograph mine to you. Smell the paper, savor the azaleas of chemicals. My name is Michael. I find nickels. If I was pregnant, I'd eat ice cream and pickles. If I was a Libra, I'd be fickle. If I wear platforms, I should be shot. So all y'all, praise your soul for what you got. My God! Palabras. Thank you, bro. I said it right. Ooh, it feels good to be here. Most of the early shows I did here, I don't remember at all. I don't know if you're familiar with Americans when they visit your city, but usually they just do stupid shit. And I was one of those people. Amsterdam! All right! I want another brownie. I did have one amazing thing happen here. After a show, I went and ate a space cake someplace. But I walked into the museum that's right next to the Van Gogh Museum. I was by myself, it was a beautiful day. And there was an exhibit on Mongolian death ceremonies, or just religious ceremonies. And they had this 1920s footage of this body that they make of yeast. They make this huge giant of yeast. And everyone throws the sins of the year. They yell their sins of the year at this body. And the body is made of yeast. And it's on a pyre. It's on top of a fire. And so as you yell your sins, the body gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And so it feels like magic. And you see that 1920s footage on a space cake, and it's life-changing. And I think about it all the time, and I remember when we had our first child, and the baby would throw stress on my wife, and my wife would then throw the baby stress onto me. I just said, okay, I'm like that yeast body. I'm gonna take all them yells and take all the, you ain't shit, you fucking poet, you can't make a fucking dime. And I just took it, and I took all that stress. So thanks to eating the space cake and going into a museum, I'm still married. You're gonna have to cut me start me off. I'm going to read, I did, from 2009 to 2013, I was researching a project that I did with a pianist and a dear friend named Vijay Iyer, where we were interviewing veterans of the Afghan and Iraqi war about their dreams. And then I worked with an Iraqi poet from Baghdad and 2 American veterans, and we've created a piece called Holding It Down. But I'd like to read you the interpretations of 2 dreams that I was told in the interview. And the thing to know about these, we'd ask about every dream, and I wouldn't, when I did the interviews, I didn't ask rank, serial number, anything like that. Or if it was somebody from the insurgent side, I didn't ask any details of how they got to where I could meet them or anything like that, just their dreams. But it's important to know that these dreams are based on, a lot of them are post-traumatic dreams, so what happened was real, and just with elements of dream-like, of surreality in it. So this first one is this guy called William. Everybody's anonymous, and this is a true story. He was a ranger. He's one of those guys they make movies about, like seems like the most perfect man. And it's like these white guys that look right through you. Doesn't matter who you are, they'll just look through you. And I talked to him in this room, and by the end of the interview, I realized he wasn't perfect at all. Inside, he was just rusted springs and gears. And this kind of explains why. Dream of an ex-ranger. I can see the room. In the half home of our hotel, dimly lit, partly from the cheap desk lamp, partly from the fickle green zone street light. A folded blanket still in plastic at our feet, our limbs make mountains from sheets. White valleys carry the space between us, impossible rivers of sex and distrust. Propped up on my elbow, looking down at her on the pillow, her lips are as intriguing as all the languages that pass through. Arabic, Kurdish, English in 10 different accents. I had so many questions over the months, and she the answers. How is she so elegant in the middle of this pockmarked city of roadside bombs? How in the field could her hair leave a hijab, making waves on her face, betraying the seas behind her pupils? We worked so close, she could translate with her eyes, and I would know. So why now? In the dry, half-lived room, could I see nothing without use of force? How had the insurgents known our position at every bridge we were building, every bunker or school? I understand you had no choice, I began. Soft and practiced, I had taken on this burden because of our passion, which I now silenced to get the job done. I would use my hands. Trained in the elite halls in the Catskills, bloodied in the Hindu Kush, now a contractor, a pusher of pens pushing in on her eyelids, my tone still soft, trying to soothe stone. She never breaks. I chose long ago, she screamed. She knew all along. She knew I was fucked, my country sick, that my facade of favors would fall on my chest and crush me in my sleep long after my death. And as she reached for my K-bar, I yelled, and she yelled back, "You're useless. Your efforts are scabs." She stabbed me and ran, leaving me in the room. Pink, cream walls, lifeblood and sand, fireproof curtains of moons and stars canyon my conscience until I cannot climb out. Only in the dream do I kill her quickly. Out on the street with traffic and light, clean to the back of the head. No plastic ties or damaged pillows. None of the lies that she made me see. Then this one one's by a Jamaican brother named Rohan. And this was the hardest one to write because the poetry, the direct poetry of what he said was so powerful. And then on top of it, we did it in this restaurant in Brooklyn called Junior's. If any of y'all been to Brooklyn, you know about Junior's. And there was classic R&B playing in the background. And he got this heavy, heavy Jamaican accent. And it was deep. So I'm gonna try, and you won't catch all of it, but just trust me, it was one of the most deepest interviews I've ever done in my life. It's called, a duppy, by the way, is a ghost. You let them know. So it's called Walking with the Duppy. Before I went to Iraq, I died. I jumped on a grenade to save my boys in long summer off LA. They kept me straight for a day, and that night I died again. My soul jerking like a lowrider. Tech 9s and Glocks are crows that mock me on the street so hot the tar is a waterbed. Dead on the front lawn waiting on Joshua. But Tupac shows up instead. What happened, man? These niggas got me. Let's go get these niggas, he says. And we ride. Soul riders on sky bikes high above the barracks to the doctor's home. Diagnose me, gatekeeper. Which queen of Risperdrone pass on the keys? My command remains. I will tour 1 year, round, 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 inside the curtains of my eyes, too. Muscled up atop my Ford Taurus SES, wife beater, wrench in hand, Nostrand and Madison. Next day, Kings Plaza, threw up West Side gang signs, well planted on the roof dents of the SES. Cops is like, what you doing, man? I'm preparing for World War III. Colin Powell is controlling my mind. Get down, kid. Colin's not that smart. 3. Down in a basement, there is another door. Below, further descending stairs. Below stairs, a room. Beyond the room, a long, earthen hallway leading to a riverbank, gray as the ash of Hades' heart. The sky, a constant tear. The bank lined with headlights and Sharon and platinum links ferries me across. On the other side of the bank, a shrine and a garden of bombs built from shrapnel. In the shrine, a gatekeeper, a long-fingered, sharply drawn woman with a crown of bayonets. I say Machiavelli 3 times. The gatekeeper disappears, and behind her a cage. The cage opens, and there is Tupac. The ride or die prince. Afina's babe in the woods. He steps out and gives his hand to deliver me, so we may deliver you.